this interesting. Go, think! Not yet. Go, think!
Hey everyone, DefNotHanzo here. In this video I want to show you some basic first-person shooter mechanics and how they apply to Paladins. I'll go over some other mechanics that are specific to this game, and lastly, I've compiled some highlight clips showing exactly what I'm talking about. For reference throughout the video, this is the loadout I almost always use on Cassie. Let's start with jumping. Jumping in Paladins is a little bit different from other games. Here, you can see that I'm getting double the normal jump height just by being next to a box. This also applies to some walls. For example, this one has a ledge above it, so that's probably why it's allowing me to get extra height on my jump. But other walls you might, think that you would get some height from, but it just doesn't work. My advice for which walls can be used for jumping is just simply learn the maps. Know which walls you can use and which ones you can't. You can also use this mechanic to attack someone that's on a ledge that you can't quite reach otherwise. Another interesting technique is using that extra jump to surprise your opponent. You'll still lose accuracy while jumping, but in a close fight, it might be your best option. Strafing in Paladins is a little bit different from other games. Your character carries momentum in whichever direction they're moving, so left and right strafing lags behind a little bit. Because of this, your strafing pattern needs to be thorough. You don't want to end up standing still. There's also no crouch ability yet. Medium and long distance, you're going to be playing it about the same. You want your pattern to be as unpredictable as possible. Try not to move forward and backward too much, it really won't help you in this kind of situation. You want to base your movement on whichever opponent you're facing. You want to anticipate their reload speed, cooldowns, and accuracy of their abilities. For example, if a Grover's throwing axes at you, weave in and out every time he tosses one. Jumping around in combat is extremely underrated, I think. In close quarters, you don't have the disadvantage of losing accuracy because you're so close to your opponent anyway. Jumping while reloading is almost a necessity. Due to the extreme vertical tracking it requires, some players struggle to hit you at all. Combine diagonal movement with bunny hopping and whatever movement ability you have, and your opponents are going to hate you. Put yourself in the shoes of your opponent. What angles would be most awkward for them to try to return fire from? Here's a tip that applies to almost every champion. Watch the circle in the center. I'm canceling the reload animation with my movement ability. Most champions have some version of this. It may not seem like a lot, but in a tight situation it makes a world's difference. Another tip, know your champion's abilities in and out. For example, Cassie's dodge roll, it says it applies 30% bonus damage on the next attack, but did you know it lasts for 8 seconds? You can use this to prime 2 powerful attacks in a row. Before I move on to the highlight clips, I want to mention 2 last important points. Whenever possible, deny vision to the enemy. That may seem obvious to some, but I only mention this because I often see people stand wide out in the open. Lastly, listen for footsteps. This first clip will demonstrate why.
Thanks for the heal.
We are stronger together!
Target locked. Firing on
I think this clip pretty much captures everything. We've got why noise matters, we've got bunny hopping, and we've got vision denial. We also saw the importance of strafing. The next clip is an example of how not to strafe.
We must push quickly.
This one seems pretty self-explanatory. This next clip highlights why vertical flanking is so powerful. If he hadn't started the fight already low, he probably would have won. This shows how bunny hopping in close quarters can be extremely frustrating. Fernando practically gives up and walks away. I'm gonna let the rest of these play out without any commentary. I hope you enjoy.
Spring has come.
Give your king a big hug.
Time to take charge.
Enemy is savage.
Go things.
Enemy is immortal.
Go things.
Enemy is God. Enemy killing spree.
Bringing out the big gun.
Be patient.
Okay.
Go things.
Triple kill. Killing spree.
I don't need any help.